skedaddle after here and get my family their dinner and then jump on our 7 o'clock focus call. So welcome everyone. Hey Anthea. Hey honey. So Anthea, this is Kimmy. Kimmy's down in Orange in New South Wales. And you know
Hi.
Min and Kim. Min and Kim. So that's easy. So this call's really just to kind of nut out the bits and pieces of the expo, right? So I'll share with you all what we have so far and where I'm at. So we've got Bump In on the 17th, which is the Wednesday. So Bump In is usually at about 3 p.m. I've already spoken to the beautiful Lenny, who is the owner of PEMF down in Sydney. He owns a big 5-acre property down there that he was so beautiful to allow us to keep all our stuff, like our tables and chairs and all of those things from last year. So I've already called him, I've spoken to him, and I will talk to him again before Bump In on the Wednesday. And I don't know whether we're near them, but they're going to be there from lunchtime onwards. I don't think that we need to be there till about 3 o'clock. I think we bump in usually about from 3 till 6. It usually takes about 3 hours, a good 3 hours to set up. So that's super easy. So I can do that. Min, you'll be pretty much with me anyway, right? So you'll be out there for that. KJ will be there as well. Anthea, when are you coming down, honey?
I know I'm coming down Wednesday, but I know it wasn't at lunchtime like you girls. It was a little bit later.
Okay.
I'll have to double check, but
yeah, all good. No problems. And Kimmy, I don't expect you'd probably be down until Wednesday night or Thursday morning or something, right?
I don't actually know what time I'm leaving. I did book the leave for the whole of Wednesday, so I could possibly go earlier, but I'll, obviously depends on what's happening in the morning. So
yeah, for sure. Okay, super easy. I'll just pop you as a question mark. It won't be a problem anyway. Usually, between the three of us, we should be pretty right. So then we have Thursday, the 18th. And so pretty much, so Kim and Kate are doing Thursday, Friday. That's right. Hey, Kimmy.
Yes, that I'm aware of. And I think she's got something already booked with someone else that's there on the Saturday. There must be someone that she's already got on that's got a subscription and a device there or something that she needs to see on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, she might do. Yeah, well, that's good. That's super easy. So that's the Thursday. So it's 10 till 7, 10 a.m. till 7 each day. So it's a little bit later start than we're used to. So we're used to starting like 9 till 6 is what we're used to doing. So this is at 10 a.m. till 7.
Really? For all 4 days?
Yeah, except Sunday. So Sunday we finish at 6.
Oh. Gosh, that's strange.
I know.
Oh,
That's a bit late. That's kind of getting into my dinner time.
well.
A bit rude, really, isn't it? So I'm going to say that because I think I'm pretty sure, hang on.
10 till 7, gosh.
I think Anne is doing the Thursday as well from memory. I know she's only doing one day and I think it's the Thursday. So basically the Thursday is the day that everyone is going to be there. So Kate, Kimmy are doing 2 days, Anne's doing 1 day, and then there's Anthea, Min, and myself. So Anthea, Min, and me. What I'm thinking is on that Thursday, I really feel like that's probably going to give us the flexibility that if we want to go and have a bit of downtime, like for example, Amanda and Andrew, if you guys don't want to start until like 3 in the afternoon and just come for a few hours, I think that's no problems that you can do that because there's going to be Kim, Kate, Anne. I will be there probably to start as well. Now, the other person is Ash, my girlfriend Ashley, who is in Newcastle. She is committed to come, but I'm still like, she's not on the call tonight, and I'm still just waiting to hear from her. So
Yeah, there's a lot of people in that size stall, isn't it?
correct. So Anthea and Min, would you like to do that? Would you like to do like 4 till 7 or?
I'm happy to toddle in there with everyone else, and then I mean I like going around and having a good squiz and chatting to people anyway.
So that can kind of be your wander around day, come back, but you know, if they need you or it's busy or whatever. Are you happy with that? Anthea, are you happy to?
Yeah, I'll be happy with that.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I'm just gonna put like, and I'll write all this out as well. I would ideally like to probably myself finish at like mid-afternoon. I'm happy to obviously be there for start 10, 12, 1, 2, maybe about 2-ish head off, because I'm going to have Addison with me Thursday and Friday. Her auntie or uncle will come and pick her up Friday, probably after work. That's what I'm hoping. I'm kind of banking on that and haven't got a confirmation yet, but I'm like, man, this poor kid is not staying at that expo the whole weekend. I'm not going to do that to her. So my idea is that I might kind of head off around like mid-afternoon and kind of go and do something with her before she heads off for the weekend with her auntie and uncle. So I think that is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. But I'm the same as you, Min. I think too, like, I think Thursday we'll kind of just get a bit of a feel for it, because there's going to be heaps of us on that stall anyhow, and Thursday really is that day that, I mean, it's not to say that it won't be busy, because all of those days are busy, but 4 of us, and when there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, potentially 7 of us is heaps, so that's all good.
Yeah, it's too much, really, for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can suss it out and figure it out on the day. But yeah, I'm happy to stick around and toddle in at the same time as you guys and just be there as backup.
Yeah, perfect. So then on Friday we have Kim, Kate, Anthea, Beck, and Min. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 of us.
Yep.
How many were there last year? 4 or 5?
So you, me, Paige, and
Maylin.
who else?
Maylin.
Yeah, there were 4 of us.
4 of us?
Yep.
Okay. So that's good, because with 5 of us there, that really allows someone to be off and doing something at whatever given time. So even for, you know, particularly for Anthea, you and myself, Amanda, I think that's a really good opportunity for the 3 of us to then go and talk to other stall holders and other bits and pieces, because Kim and Kate will be there that Thursday, Friday, solidly working the stall too. So, and then we can cover lunch shifts, or if the girls want to grab a coffee or they want to go look at something, there's that flexibility to do that. So I really love that.
Yeah, no, that's great. Us last year doing the full, it was fantastic. I loved it. But doing the full 4 days from start to finish, I don't think we really stopped for a break. By the end of the 4 days, I couldn't even talk properly.
Yeah, it was massive. It was huge. So the fact that we've got more people on that Thursday, Friday, I think is a good thing. And then Saturday, Sunday is going to basically be me, Min, Anthea, and I'm hoping Ashley, I think she's committed to do all 4 days, but I'm just not 100% sure what's happening there, because she's not on the call today. So we'll just play that by ear. Worst case scenario, there's only going to be 3 of us Saturday and Sunday, worst case, but I'd also like to think that there might even be a time with Kimmy and Kate with what they're doing on the weekend, even if they can sneak in and, like, you know, give us a break for half an hour or something, and you know what I mean, like cover a little bit off, but we'll just play that by ear.
We'll manage, honey. We'll manage.
Yeah, we always do.
Take a bag of
Uh,
snacks with us.
What's that?
Take a bag of snacks with us.
Yes, exactly. Oh, mate,
Just
I'm a
toilet
snack
runs.
queen. You got no problems with that. And if the keto place Min from last time, Amanda will be like sweet for the whole weekend.
Yeah, I'll be ketoing while we're down there.
Keto balls, keto shakes. She'll be happy days. So a couple of thoughts. So we've got the chairs, we've got the setup. Now, I was going to bring some frequency essences that we didn't sell in Brisbane. So I'm not going to be able to bring a lot, obviously, because it's on a plane. But do you think that that's a good idea?
I reckon, I mean, considering we didn't sell many at Brisbane, I would
No.
bring like a small stack of the 4 different ones.
Yeah,
But they are really bloody heavy. So yeah, I wouldn't bring too many,
not
honey.
too many. Okay. I have to go back and check. I'm writing myself a to-do list while I'm here. I have to go back and check the backing of the stall so that I make sure that we have the correct backings for the posters.
Yeah. Do you have the posters and everything left? Because I don't.
I don't. Marielle has them all, but I need to message her and get her to bring them all back. So that's
Yep.
all good.
Yep.
The only
but-
other expense that we have is potentially brochures, obviously. It's really important too, and I know that this is common sense, but for those of you who haven't done the store before, I really think it's just worth mentioning that you must have your own business cards and everything done, please, to attach your business cards to the brochures that we have. Actually, I think I've got, and I think, Min, that we might actually get some of the, like, this is our standard brochure, right?
Yeah.
It would be great to have those other ones printed, I think, Min, you know, those new ones that everyone loved.
Yeah, well, I don't even know if I should do the standard ones because everyone was just using the new ones at
I
Brisbane.
think so. I think just
Yeah,
the
and
new ones.
Yeah, because the old standard ones used to work well with the AO scan brochure, but that's 2 brochures, you know,
Yeah.
starts to get heavy. If we can just have the one new brochure that kind of covers both,
Yeah.
I think it'd be good. So how many do you think you might want?
Can you get me some pricing again for 500 and 1,000?
Yep.
Because the other thing that we have to decide is, so I've paid so the money that everyone has contributed so far has paid for the deposit for the stall. I still have about $1,500 to pay for the rest of the stall. Sydney is always more expensive, but from memory last year, I think from memory, the stall, my airfares and my accommodation with the money that I got back, it kind of everything got covered off. I don't think I was out of pocket at all. Were we?
No, I think it was pretty close. Yeah.
So I think that particularly it being 4 days, I think that we can well and truly recoup our, expenses and get some really good leads, which is great. So I'm happy to go and pay that 1,500 as long as you guys obviously at the end of the 4 days are happy for me to take that 1,500 back out before we go and divide it, or I can charge it out and then we're only going to get it back. But I know it's not ideal for everyone to be forking out an extra $300 or $400 or whatever the case may be. So I'm happy to do that. I just want to be really transparent about the financial side of it. So when it comes to the squares for payment, so Min, are you happy to bring your square?
Yeah, absolutely. If I can figure out where I put it.
Good.
I'm pretty sure it's still in the Solex backpack that I was taking into the Brisbane one. So
excellent.
Yeah. But
And
we might need I'm wondering if we are going to need a backup because
well, Katie's got one, so I was going to ask her.
Okay, good. So how are we going to do it? Because I don't actually have mine connected to any bank accounts. We used to do it through Pages.
We can connect it to a bank account.
Okay.
We'll talk to Kate and work out whose bank account. I mean, you can connect it to mine if you want, because all the other fees and stuff will be coming out of mine anyway. So I can just do what Paige did last time, work out all of the fees. I can pay for the brochures or whatever, and then just divide it all at the end. So for those of you who haven't done a expo with us before, what we will basically do is at the end, whatever the profit is in inverted commas, we will divide that into shares. Now the shares are done by day. So if you worked 1 day, you'll get 1 share. If you work 2 days, you get 2 shares. If you work 3 days, you get 3 shares. And if you work 4 days, you get 4 shares. If you get there and decide that that's not for you and you leave half an hour later, that equals 0 shares. And I think that that's fair. That never happens, but well, it actually may have happened once. So yeah, it's just nice to be transparent about that. And I think that that's a fair way to do it. 1, 2, 3, and 4 shares. Hey, Anne, how are you? Sorry, I'm too busy yabbering on here.
That's all right. Sorry, I was a bit late. So my clients, we ended up having to do past life stuff, so that took time. You can never race those things.
No, you can't. I agree. I think I went like half an hour over with a client today because it went into some of that. So I'm like, yep, I get it. I totally get it. All good. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's nice to make it. I'm looking forward to going to the Mind Body Spirit Festival as well. I just want to come and be
it's going to be awesome.
part of it, because I just feel really disengaged, like having only done this via online. I'm a person that needs to be there and see people and hear what you're saying, about the products.
And that's the really good thing about it too, is that, you will hear us obviously talk multiple times a day about, it's that repetitive of listening to how people say things. And so it is really beneficial in that way. So that's awesome. Now you're doing the Thursday with us, right?
Yes, that's right.
Perfect. Just wanted to clarify. So the other thing is what we normally wear. So what we normally wear is our Frequency Soul Collective t-shirts. Now, I know that there's a few of you who are new, so you probably don't have those shirts. Also, my t-shirt person, I think, has disappeared off the planet somewhere. So I need to find a new person to make our shirts.
Used to print's pretty quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, hang on, do they have our color? But we can just do white. That's me and my OCD kicking
I
in.
love white. Love white.
Oh, Amanda, but you've got your shirt, so you can't, you're good.
Yeah. I don't know how many times I drew on mine accidentally though, because I had a biro or a pen in my hand the whole time at the expos, and I'd look down, I'm covered in pen marks.
So we need to get black. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, honey. I don't know.
Now, what we wear on the bottom is normally
Blue denim
jeans. Do you guys want to wear jeans, or do you want to wear your own whatever?
Jeans is easy.
Jeans is easy. So blue jeans.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Sure. We were all matchy last year at Sydney. We bought our $25 jackets from Kmart. Our pink. We looked like the pink ladies from Greece.
They were awesome, and we got so many compliments on those jackets. So yeah, if you have one of those, definitely bring it with you. I should have got Maylin's off her before she left. She's gone to Malaysia and Singapore.
What shade of pink?
Oh, it's
Hang on, let's see if I can.
Like a light.
like
No, it was quite a vibrant pink.
kind of like that, but not so fluoro. I don't know what this is.
Hang on.
Similar color jacket, so I was just thinking I could.
Yeah.
Then I'll just wear
Yeah,
that.
so I always think that either the Frequency Soul Collective t-shirt with the jacket over is nice, otherwise just the t-shirt is fine, because it gets a bit hot in there too.
Yeah.
I always do recommend, one of the girls I was talking to the other day did a expo recently, and I shared with her my way of also protecting my energy, because that's come up before as well, and I know that's something Kimmy and I were talking about. But Kate did an expo recently where kind of she just felt a bit probably flat at the end. one of the things, if I can share with you, apart from the basic things of like running a clearing and a shield on yourself for the day, but we could also run it to the stall as well. I always find that helpful. But if you have like a big crystal necklace or an EMF necklace or something like that, I would always recommend that you imprint energetic shield to that, because I always find that wearing a crystal around near your heart space is going to be really helpful. So and you can meditate on it in the morning as well, you know, really, and we can do that as a collaborative if you would like. And if you feel that will be helpful, we can definitely facilitate that before we even start, because we'll always set an intention to the day. We'll always kind of ground ourselves as a collective before we get started. We'll imprint and send frequency to the stall and all of those things. So these places, there are a lot of people, and as much as people probably think I'm a extrovert, and I say this all the time, I'm not. So I do personally struggle, not so much from an energetic space necessarily, because I protect my energy really well, but definitely from a personality perspective, I tend to struggle a little bit. So it is really important for you to protect your energy. So just make sure that we're doing that on those days. Obviously bringing water, your snacks, being as prepared as you can, trying to minimize what you do bring onto the stall, because there's not a lot of place to put big bags or anything like that. Also too, when it comes to, you know, if you do happen to get lunch break or whatever, we just request no eating on the stall. You can always just take that away and just take some time out, because if you are having a break, it's really important that you do take that break, because we do talk a lot on these events.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talking going on. So yeah. When it comes to the offerings, we will be doing inner voice scans. We will be doing the inner voice chakra and meridian scan, and we will be doing then the full comprehensive vitals, etc. And I don't have the poster here to show you, because one of the other girls has it. I thought I might have the other poster. Do I? Yes, I do. This is the old one, which I may as well throw in the bin because I won't use it again. But it's just, and this won't be our pricing. Our pricing will have changed from this. So inner voice is pretty self-explanatory. If you have the glasses, I'd ask you to bring those with you along with your device. You probably won't need a charger, but make sure your device is fully charged for the day, please. And that you can generally use the bump off the Wi-Fi at the event. The inner voice chakra and meridian scan, you do that if you're not sure, because I know a couple of you are quite new as well. You actually do that by going into vitals. And the reason I'm telling you this now is because you might wish to practice on some people beforehand. So when you go into vitals, you will deselect everything. There will be a select all and a deselect all. So deselect everything, then just click on chakras and meridians and press scan, then press optimize, and there will your report will be, and you can go through that with your client on the day. When it comes to the full scan of the inner voice, vitals, and comprehensive, we will not do all of those scans at the stall on that day. It takes way too much time. So the best way to explain that to someone is that you would do a follow-up consultation via Zoom with them, that you give them a call sort of early to mid next week to set up a time to run through those with them. And honestly, the time it takes to consult those full amount of scans, you don't have the time for, and you probably won't have the voice for either. You won't want to use so many words. I know I don't.
Yeah, there was a couple I did. I think it was towards the end of the day though. Remember that family I had, honey?
Yes.
I did 3 scans. I managed to get through all 3 scans because the guy was basically reading his wife's and his sister-in-law's results himself once I'd shown him how to read it and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because I just found that easy, and we were quiet, and it was good because we had people in the stall.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
if busy, you definitely don't want the backlog.
Yeah. And if you are quiet and it is kind of end of day or whatever, and you feel like doing it, go for gold. But
Yeah.
if you don't, just know that that's an option too. The other thing that I thought of that, and I think that we'll do this time, if it's okay with you all, in the past, when we're doing the inner voice, what we will normally do is do the inner voice, explain it all to them, and then they kind of go off and here's your balancing harmonics. Do you know what I would prefer to do? I've been thinking about it, because if you think about the stalls that are busy, that are kind of turning over the money, are the ones who are actually providing a service or a solution at the time. So my idea is, rather than sitting there and going through a full report with them about their inner voice, I would much prefer to have people sitting on the stall with headphones. Now, oh, that's what I forgot to write on my birthday list. Excuse me for a minute. It's very important. My birthday list. Headphones. I want you know, those like Bluetooth headphones that they're quite big. They sit over your ears. They don't sit in your ears. Now, I don't know if anyone has those or they can bring them with them. Probably buy them cheap from Kmart.
I just bought a pair for $10 from Kmart.
Perfect. Exactly.
I've actually got 2 of the Bluetooth Solex headsets as well.
Can you hear the balancing harmonics with those properly?
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't think I've had them, I don't know, 2 years now. I don't think I actually pulled them out of the container until last night. So I charged them for the first time last night. So I'm actually going to see how they go and if they do come through clearly, more so than the bone conductors. But yeah, they're quite compact. They're not the big bulky ones that sit on your ears. So I'll see if the sound comes through.
Yeah, because I want it to be a real experience, and I want them to be able to hear it really clearly. And I want to be able to do the 10-minute pulse. So we'll choose, I can muscle test for any of you, as well as to what tune or whatever the case may be. But I would say for the solid 10 minutes, we can either muscle test or see what color resonates with them the most as to the glasses. But my point is, imagine people walking past and us having all bases loaded, you know, all those seats full with people sitting there with headphones on. So, and the reason I say those type of headphones, and if we can get them from Kmart, happy days, but the headphones on, listening to their balancing harmonics, looking through the glasses, just experiencing an actual balance in that moment. I look crazy. I look so crazy with those glasses on. That people will walk past, because the first thing any of us do when we walk past the stall, the first thing we do is we read what the stall is called, then we look in to see what they're doing. Now, if you think about it, when you look at it, if you read our stall, that's fine. You look in, all that you see is people doing these ones, reading reports, right? You don't see people chilling doing these ones. Oh, who the heck's not going to want to do that? Right? Don't you reckon?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Great idea. So I reckon Anthea's like, oh my gosh, I have 4 days of this. Are you ready for it, Anthea? You're excited, aren't you? Okay. I'll be on fire, sister. 4 days of it. Amanda loves it. Don't you, Min? Min absolutely loves it. Anne's like, not quite sure what I'm in for, but I'm going to give it a go. Kim's like, I'm glad I've got my camera off and I'm muted. Kimmy knows what I'm like. So
I'm thinking, Beck, you're going to have to clean all the devices in between. So, you know,
always,
given what field I work in, I'll bring
always.
those for you, the cleaning.
The first
Yes,
lot of
please. That's amazing. Yes, and we do clean them every single time, 100%. So that's awesome. Thank you, Kimmy.
Not buy the lemon ones that we had at Brisbane.
No,
Oh my
Kimmy will bring them care of bringing them.
Yeah. The ones we used, they had no scent and they were just like little alcohol wipes. There was no scent or anything. They were fantastic, but
no, I'm going to bring you hospital grade.
Yeah.
Are they?
As long as they don't have a fragrance, I think is the point.
No, they're fragrance free, hospital grade.
Perfect. That would be amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we had these other ones and half of us are allergic to fragrance. It was not good.
That was intense. Yeah, I couldn't handle it.
Me neither. Man, my sister sprayed dry shampoo in my mum's hospital room the other day. I nearly died. I'm like, get out. I'm like to my daughter, get out. Like, can't handle it. Okay, so that's the scans that we'll be doing. I'll bring all of the actual stuff for the stands. We'll organize brochures. So you need to bring your devices, your headsets, so your bone conductor headsets, your glasses if you have them. Don't stress if you don't, because I think I've got a couple. I may even have 2 or 3 sets here. And we'll only need 4 sets at a time total anyway, because we've got 4 chairs. But you think about it, if we can have those bases loaded 4 at a time, I think for Inner Voice, we do that $29. Is that right?
Yes.
So 4 times 29 is 116 at 10 minutes a pop.
Hang
And
on,
I know
didn't
it's not
it
gonna
change
work
the
like
prices? Didn't it go, isn't the new one got 39?
I can't remember. I haven't got the thing here. I don't remember. But you know, even if it's only 20, I think it might be 39, but even if it's only 29, that's 100 and call it 115. It's 116. $115 every time we've got 4 people sitting there. So I think aesthetically, for people to look in and to be able to see people actually having a treatment of some description, you think about like those people who do the access bars. And for Brisbane, we are going to get those chairs, those layback chairs, but we have to put up with stools for Sydney because we can't cart it all around. But I do feel like Guidance literally just dropped it in and goes, this is what you need to do. It needs to be visual, more visual. I'm like, okay, cool. So that's what we'll do. We'll take cash. I'll have a float. So I'll have the float for cash, and we will have the 2 squares. I'll try and get Kate for hers.
Can we make sure we've got coins in this float too, love?
Yep. We had coins in the last one. They just all went.
Oh, did we? Because by the time money, and I was like, oh crap, I had to keep going into my wallet to find dollar coins and
Yeah, no, that's easy. I'm just trying to think through. I think that's pretty much it. Has anyone got any questions? I mean, we'll talk in the chat anyway. We will probably catch up on another call. It's still a little way away. So we'll probably do another call just before.
So do you, and I don't mean for it to sound this way, but do you sort of want to like an assembly line, Beck? So like we do the introduction, say here you go, blah, 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 blah. And then we move them over to the stool with the device so that they can sit there and listen to their tunes for the 10 minutes. But while they're there, the next lot of people, we're bringing them in to having them all lined up. So they go bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, and we've got a booking form too. So I'll make sure I have the booking forms, because if we've got the, if we've got the, 4 seats busy, then we can say, look, name, we'll get them to pay. And then they can come back in 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever, or they can hang around either. But definitely, yeah, that's a great idea.
So you sort of want someone to be filling in the booking form, someone to be greeting people, someone else to be sitting with them to run the scans, and someone to make sure that they're not having any issues with the listening to the tunes and looking at the glasses. So someone can be wiping those as they go as well.
Yeah, it's kind of like we normally have like a front, a couple at the front and the rest at the back. So the two generally at the front will stand there welcoming people in. Kind of hooking them in is, I suppose, the easiest way to explain it, and asking questions to bring their attention to the stall, and the others will be behind either. You'll find that it's usually pretty easy and it all kind of flows really beautifully anyhow. Once we've got someone on a scan and listening to their balancing harmonics, then that person then has basically 10 minutes to you'll have a form as well, which you have the person fill out all of their details, including their height, weight, all of that, so that you have all of that to put into the device. The only thing you need to then get off them is their photo and their voice.
Okay.
And so what I tend to do, I would do during that time whilst they're sitting there listening to their balancing harmonics, I would be making notes because I've generally found out a little bit about them. You know, I might know that they have anxiety, they're really stressed at work, whatever. They're really either keen on the device, they're just kind of there for the experience. And I will make little notes for myself on the back of that sheet, because if there's one thing that you'll learn really quickly is that by even like 20 minutes in, you can't remember the person from like 20 minutes ago, and you're like, Sarah, who was Sarah? But
Yeah, and then you need some sort of way of following up with them. So
correct.
and
Yeah.
knowing a bit about them.
Yes, exactly. So, and being able to say, you know, oh, I know that you were going for a reading that day after you saw me. How did it go? And there's no way that you'll remember that. But if you've written down is going for a reading after they leave me, you'll 100% be like, yeah, sweet, you know?
Yeah, okay.
I used to ask people what they did, and I'd find out if they were a practitioner of some description, what field they were in. You know, just talk to them about how they can incorporate the AO scan. You know, if they're kinesiologists, for example, or you know, psychologists or whatever. So yeah, you just have a bit of a general chit chat when you're sitting with your customers. But those that you connect with while you're standing at the front, they're your contact, really, aren't they, Beck?
Yeah, and that's
So
the other
you
thing
follow
too.
them. You follow them from getting them into the stall or chatting to them out the front of the stall, bringing them in, running the scans. That's your person, basically. So you'll find it flows really well. So there'll be a couple that will stand up the front. They'll then bring people in. Then someone else will move forward to, you know, strike up conversations and then bring that person in. So yeah, it does flow really well. Try not to have too many expectations of how it looks, because sometimes we just, you know, play it by ear depending on how it goes on the day.
Yeah, and it can shift and change, so that's all good.
That's a quick.
Yeah, of course.
This is something. It's a simple one you might have said at the beginning. So when you enter in their details and with the audio files, are you emailing them the audio files directly at the same time from the AO scanner, or emailing them to yourself and then passing them on?
No, I'll always email it directly to them for the inner voice. With the good question, by the way. With the chakra, meridian, and inner voice, I'm also happy to email that straight to them, because I can also explain that in a short space of time so that they'll understand that when they receive it. But with the comprehensive vitals and inner voice together, you can definitely email them the inner voice and say, look, I want you to listen to this if you get the opportunity in morning and night, or, you know, whatever the conversation, however that goes, and then say, and then when we book a call, I'll be giving you a call, you know, between Monday and Wednesday. You know, for like, some of us work full time, some of us don't. Like, if you know for a fact that you're not even going to be able to get to those people until the following weekend, I would say, look, I'm going to shoot you a text through the week. Then we'll book a time for next Saturday or Sunday, or whatever the case may be. And there'll be about, you know, 3/4 of an hour to an hour where I'll actually hop on Zoom with you and share my screen and go through that with you. Because you really need to have that time and that clarity with people, particularly with the vitals and the comprehensive, to be able to go through that with them. And 90% of the time, you're probably not going to have the time to do that on the day. So, and I would never send scan reports for vitals and comprehensive to anyone without them having a very clear understanding of what they mean. So yeah, so that's all good. But good question, really good question.
And so when we're listening to the music there on the stand,
Yep.
are they on our device or their own?
On your device.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You had to get me thinking about that for a second there. I'm like,
well, some people have their own earphones with them.
Actually, exactly. But then unless we're sending them pulse files, they could do.
It's a way of freeing up our devices as well to input another person's, and they can be just listening.
Definitely. Yes, we could definitely do that. I just haven't personally, and this might sound silly, but I haven't personally Oh no, it's Amanda. Sorry, I was like, who's iPhone 3? It's Amanda.
Sorry,
No, that's all right. I looked away and then I thought someone might have jumped on our next call early, which reminds me, I'm just going to quickly lock this.
I was eating
Um,
something very messy. I'll have 2 devices with me anyway, with 2 different subscriptions. So if anyone ever needs a spare,
An extra one.
Mm.
I'd have to try to send the inner voice to myself with the pulse to make sure I can do the 10 seconds and it will continually play through for the 10 minutes, which I'm sure it will, but let me have a play with that. But that's a really great idea. Thank you for sharing that. I really like that idea because it also shows them that they're then doing it on their device. So when they go home, that's a simple and really easy transition for them. So that's awesome. There's nothing really else that I can think of right now off the top of my head that I think is important. I think there's a lot for, definitely from my side of things that we just do in the background to make it all happen. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Is there any other questions?
I don't have any.
No. We can chat in the group as well. So if you think of anything, please just shout out. I know that, Anne, one of your questions was a bit around discounted parking. I know that in Brisbane, we always get that. They usually don't send it out till kind of a couple of weeks before, but as soon as I do have that, I'll put it in the chat group. It's usually a QR code. I would also recommend, I don't know about Sydney's parking, but in Queensland, with our Brisbane parking, we had the QR code on our phone, but the actual thing where you pay and to scan the QR code, it actually wouldn't even fit. So I would recommend printing that out. Silly, but anyway. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers off most things. We've got a solid roster. And yeah, I'll pay the balance and we'll get all the other stuff sorted. And it's going to be amazing. Sydney are really open to what we have. And I feel like as the years go on and people become more aware of the scanning device and the technology of what we have, it's always more and more successful. So I'm really excited for this. I think we're going to do really well. And I'm excited to spend the days with you girls as well. And, there's some of you that I may not know as well as others. So I'm excited for that. And, just excited to bring it to Sydney because it's really just starting to take off there. So it's a really great opportunity for all of us. So, yeah, but
Thursday?
Sorry, what's that?
What's the start time on Thursday?
The start time is 10. It's 10 till 7. So 10 a.m. till 7 p.m. And we would always get there a half hour early. Everything's pretty much set up anyway. There's nothing really that we need to do because we're bumping in on Wednesday. So we'll have everything set up ready for Wednesday. So we would always just ask if everyone can be there just a half hour early on the Thursday. Would be awesome.
No problem.
Excellent. So I'll come back to you all with in regards to the shirts because I need to get that sorted. Hey guys. But apart from that, hi.
Hi.
Have you printed my brochures yet?
Outside the toilet door eating crumbed camembert.
Yum. Are they keto crumbs?
Yep.
Oh, get out. That's amazing. I love that. Oh, yum. All right, I'm going on that note. Crumbed camembert. I'm starving. I've got to eat before this other call at 7. All right, guys. Well, I'll see some of you on at 7. Otherwise, I'll see you all in the chat group. Shout out with any questions. I'm excited to spend the time with you in Sydney.
All right, thank you. See you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.